dudes? HW here. Today I want to talk about how to get more out of NAMM. And by more, I mean more control over your EQ, more options for your tone, and more ability to just dial in the sound in your head. And how are we going to do that? We're going to use some EQ. So what I was playing at the front was just the 97 Match T4. That's up on Tone Hunt, 69 Marshall 412 normal, and I've got this EQ running. This is the free EQ in Reaper. Everything that I'm using is free today. The capture is on the Tone Junkie website and Tone Hunt, link down in the description. Follow us on Tone Hunt, please. And also the 69 Marshall 412 normal is on the website. It's in that free pack. Sign up for it. You've gotten it emailed if you've been signed up. If not, put you in your email, you'll get it spit out to you right there. The point is, everything's free in today's video because you can do all this with stuff you already have and stuff you have available to you. If you're not familiar with the EQ in your DAW, just go into the effects section, the plugin section, and just search EQ, and you'll find something like this. But Reaper's free if you don't have one. Check it out. So I'm using this kind of vintagey EQ, but let's look at it. Let's hear it before we put the EQ on. This is just an 80s Les Paul with DiMarzio PAFs. It's an 80s Tokai. It's not even a real Gibson. Nothing's real. There's no real amps, there's no real Gibsons, there's nothing. But the tone is real. Okay, so the crispy, lovely, balanced, crispy in the high end, deep, kind of, there's certainly some bass in the low end. Let's come in here and let's activate this little high end shelf. This is a high shelf. Now, the reason I like shelves over cuts, over high cuts, is that I don't always necessarily want to get rid of all my high-end frequencies. The problem with cuts is you set it at a frequency and it dumps everything above that. Well, I might just want less high-end. I want to change the voice. I don't necessarily want to take away tone from the guitar. So I'm choosing right here about 3,900, about 4,000, and I'll even put it a little lower, 3,500. And I'm only lowering it about 3.2 decibels, and now it sounds like this. Same thing in the low end. I don't necessarily want to cut out on my low end, but I may want to get rid of some of the low end. So I'm going to move this up to like 125, 130. You listen to a lot of old like Jimmy Page and stuff, man, there ain't nothing in the guitar down in those lower bass regions. It is not a deep chunkin' guitar sound. It is just not. And with both these cuts, it sounds like this. Much more vintagey. I haven't even touched the mid-range, but it sounds like the mid-range has really come up. And that's because I've gotten rid of things around the mid-range. So that's all that's left. It's all that's left to enjoy. This is a great way if you want a more vintage sound. I mean, this immediately to me, I think if I cut this a little bit more, it's going to sound like something from a classic record. You know what I'm saying? It gets that lo-fi mid-range thing. Now let's reverse it. Let's boost this top end, right? And let's boost the low end too. So I'm just literally going to do the opposite, almost in the opposite amounts. And now listen to what that sounds like. I mean, dude, that's like inspiring. We're just writing a song right there. I mean, what is that? I don't know. Next HW record, that's the intro. I mean, right? You just hear it. It's cool. It's a cool, all of a sudden you get that sizzle. Maybe you just want more in this low end. I mean, you might struggle with some tightness or whatever, but come on. Man, that's one IR, it's just a little bit of EQ. And the thing is, you can really tailor it in for your guitar. Maybe I want that low end. Maybe I want to go with something really warm. Or maybe I want to go with something warmer in the low end, like chunky, but not too much low end. So I'm going to bring this down. And I'm going to bring this down just slightly because I want that high end in there. But I want to take out some of the bass. And I'm actually going to boost around this region, this 400-ish region. I'm going to boost. Now, I'm using a band over here. These are shelves, because see how it goes down and then just keeps going in that direction? You pick a point and it's going to cut or boost everything higher or lower than that. But this band is just going to be like a hump. And I'm not going to talk about the bandwidth or the Q. That's usually called a Q, but it's called bandwidth in here. But I'm just going to raise some of this low mids. And we're going to get rid of the bass, raise the low mids, take the high end just down a little bit. Instantly, to me, that sounds more JTM 45, more lo-fi, more tweedy, and we're really transforming this amplifier into something it's not. Now, you might be saying, HW, why would I want that? Why wouldn't you want that, right? I mean, listen, philosophically, real power is having it and not using it, right? MacGyver could make a stick of dynamite out of bubble gum and a toothpick, and so can I, but that doesn't mean I do it. Just because we shouldn't always do something is not a reason to not know how to do it. And so you should know how to transform your Matchless Chief into something like a Tweed. But maybe you'll never use it. But what hopefully you will do is now have more control over the voice of your NAMM captures and be able to get something maybe a little more like a vintage feel like this out of a beautiful sounding IR and capture package already. But now you got a little more of a vintage voice. I think it's really quite nice. And I think it's very useful. Hope this has been helpful. I've been HW.